Welcome to Paddling Pool 224, folks! We're about to get into the first set of the day, but first of all, hello, I'm Zari, and I'm joined by the lovely Pinky.
Hello, sorry for that wonderful introduction, and yes, welcome to this week's edition of Paddling Pool. Starting things off with a nice little set here. I believe it is going to be Zenith, right? Starting things off right on the bat on one of my favorite map modes in this game. Look at this.
Yeah, Rainmaker Undertow is nice enough out of the ones that we have. You know, every time I compliment a map in Splatoon 3, it like gives me. I have a moment of hesitation where I'm like, it used to be better, but it's what we have. It's what the devs have given us, so we take what we can get out of the options. But yes, out of the options we have, Rainmaker Undertow, solid enough, I would say. Absolutely.
I mean, hey, I'm a big fan of this map. Very controversial, and I just like how it plays, and I enjoy being just a goofy little frontline.
I can understand that. I can understand that. Being a goofy little frontliner is absolutely the vibe. So let's see what we've got here. Okay. Fair enough. Love to see Wipers vibing, and we do. There's a lot of meta going on here. Is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but a nice change of pace. A lot of these weapons are meta, but it's a very diverse meta compared to what we're used to seeing in this game. We're seeing 8 different weapons in a lobby, which is, as far as let's be here.
Yep, it has been. Been worse. But yes,
we're being picked by Zenith, opting to go back onto the stage instead of opting for the bucket combo with the machine and the end try. And I mean, Zenith's going to be running the other bucket with the feature here, so a lot of representation in this very strong slosher with how it's situated, and these teams are going to try and take advantage of in this mid.
Yep, they're going to try and see if they can get some points on the board here, but that crab is 100%, or it might have been the ballpoint even, is going to make that incredibly difficult for them, and mean that they do not get lead, given that 85 is not really lead, but the Raysight are not able to continue with that push, and it goes back over to Zenith. Try and make a better lead.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Zari, 85 real lead. You really want to get to around the 20-point marker. Nice kill, Nexus, and getting a very clean first checkpoint here on this left. Trying to fight for this area. The try is going to come from the other side for the pincer move. The strikes are on the table if the slosher wants to pop them, but not really a great here. He's just trying to keep this push going for as long as possible, trying to get on that slick area.
Yep, yes, indeed. They need to kind of pressure Raysight back, though, to be able to, or get kills, to be able to actually get across this slick area here. Does look like they're going to be able to get a bit more room to move, but not not as far as they would have liked. But 27 is very respectable here.
Yeah, I mean 27 for their first game is, and that push is half of the timer essentially. Only had 2.5 minutes on getting a push to 26 themselves, but they certainly do some good tools to do long space with fireworks and with the booyah bomb, and they have the tactical to ensure that they're always going to have numbers.
Yep, yes, indeed. And that is very, very important here, to give them the kind of aggressive potential for these pushes, and to let them go into fights without necessarily being as terrified of dying as you might be otherwise. Ooh,
yeah, but
very nice.
Yeah, we're seeing Zenith here getting a very nice stop on that push that one gets a nice on Raysight here, gonna reset all their progress, and that's a pretty painful moment for Raysight. They got close to getting that first checkpoint, but they overextended, lost pretty much everything. Now they're back in a pretty disadvantageous state. They're one down, just trying desperately to get some fights, get some trades here, but it's actually going in their favor right now.
Yeah, it certainly is not. But at the moment, it does just seem like Raysight and Zenith are just trying to fight over mid here, get a bit more ground on either side before either of them make a rush for the Rainmaker here. And it does not seem to be going in Raysight's favor at all.
Yeah, I mean, Raysight dropped that tactical cooler. They are running the double cooler count. The Tri is able to supply with some cool, obviously at a much lower rate than what Zenith is getting off that end zap, and we're kind of seeing that disparity here. I think Zenith is able to fight a lot more comfortably, and it allows them to, have a scene when they want to engage and when not, and that's going to lead to them winning more fights than Raysight is going to through the course of the game.
Yep, yes, indeed. And we can even see here at the moment that Zenith currently have the special advantage as they pop the first one, which is the crab, and another one with the tri-strike to kind of keep their hold on mid here. Like, we're into the last 30 seconds. All they really have to do is keep Raysight off that, off the Rainmaker, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do that. No, as I say that, it starts falling apart a little bit for Raysight, but they're still at the Rainmaker. They're still trying to make this push work.
Yeah, that is the barrier, and Pat's going to go down to that bucket flank, and that's going to be a very comfortable game taken by Zenith here.
Yep, yes, indeed. And what a way to start a set. They were very comfortable through the majority of that game there, and able to just keep that pressure on, even whenever they were maybe a couple players down, and just stop kind of Raysight from getting any kind of momentum going, which works very well in Rainmaker.
Yeah, I'm just said, even with the tactical opponent, even without it, it just felt like Zenith was a lot more comfortable in taking fights, and that range of it, not just the ball point, but also the crab tank was massive and allowed to put a lot of pressure from all angles of the map on all, pieces of Raysight at the time needed. So, very well done, very good strategy executed. I imagine if Raysight has any long range, they're gonna come out here on this map mode, which is gonna be Hagglefish, which, juxtaposing, I don't like this map very much.
Well, I would say I kind of find it more solid than even the last one, but maybe that's just because I like it specifically on splat zones, because I like the way that you've got the two flanks on either side, and it kind of widens everything out a bit more. But I don't know, it is also quite wide, and you can get spawn camped, like you can get stuck. So I can kind of see why it might not be a map that people are all that into at times. So
yeah, I don't know. My thing with this map is it just feels like it's the purest example of just painting the square in mid for 5 minutes. Which everyone loves to make fun of spot zones for. I feel like that's just what Zone's Hagglefish is just paint the square and you don't ever get off your tent, and if you do, you die.
Yeah, no, I can see that. And it is very stereotypical, I would say, but I have to just go back to the whole thing of at least it has flanks, at least it has flank routes, so that they're just not mid, which sometimes we don't even get that.
Yeah,
we can't even afford that in this game. But yeah, that's more of also a splat zones thing at times.
Yeah, and we're gonna see Raysight bring on that very crab spamming splash-o-matic just based on the gear intel here with two main special charge up. They notice that they really do need a long range option on this map, and they're gonna get a crab from the first 10 seconds, throw it on the zone, crab on file here as the rest of the specials are coming out onto the both here.
Ooh, and Zenith was able to win that crab fight. but it does seem like they don't win the war, and that will be very much a flip straight back over to the side of Raysight, for them to start working on points themselves. This is not a great position for Zenith to be in, but they're not like entirely stuck with no ways out here. Especially with specials, they should be able to make their way back in again.
Yeah, I mean, Zenith just has... I just feel like Zenith has a better comp for that. Ballpoint just works so well here with that Inkjet, I mean, with just the main weapon, and that bucket with Tri-Strikes is pretty nice, but that Zap just giving a lot of coolers is what, you know, makes this map a lot less snowball heavy than it's often prone to be. Slosher gets a nice double here in this sort of pit area, but that's still not going to be enough to win the team fight quite yet. Zenith is going to be moving on the zone, is able to get the cap and that juice back on the zone as the Zap takes on the fight with the Tri. Actually is able to win the fight with the Neo Splash, and it's still there causing, you know, havoc here, and it's able to jump out oh so quickly with that soda. Yep,
yes indeed. Zenith is very much trying to keep a hold of this zone and trying to get their own things going here. They're almost through those penalty points, which should make it quite simple to get, well, I suppose, get lead. And it does seem like they are about to do that. But they don't keep it for very long after the fact.
I mean, Raysight was just painting the square, and then the square turned purple. And I mean, that's all she wrote, and now Raysight is the one in control through their penalty. Stuck at 62, are they going to be able to get it down to 60? They all go down, but even still, the ballpoint's an Inkjet and can't pick the zone, and Raysight has the lead. It's going to be stalled at 55, but Zenith is not able to get the cap back on the zone, and Raysight painted the square a little bit better once again. Here comes that crab tank. That's a nice little... So you're going to try and put on a little bit more pressure. Zenith finally gets that cap back after letting Raysight get down to 48.
Yep, yes, indeed. The situation there was just not quite what what Zenith was looking for. Let's just say, not being able to quite capitalize on that wipe in the way that they might have liked. But that being said, Zenith now has lead and is making very good work of that, continuing to work their way down into the 20s here. And that's a wipe. Raysight need to be at that zone. It is not going to take long before this is a knockout.
I don't think they have time to get there before it's a knockout. The Tri gets a nice pick on the tent, but they have to reach the area. Strikes are going to come out. Are they going to deploy in time? Not. Zenith is going to be taking it 2-0.
Yep, yes, indeed. There we go. That was very much a back and forth type of game. We did see a lot more flips between the two teams there with it going back and forth. But Zenith was just able to keep it for longer. Keep the square painted.
Yeah, that's Zones for you. You paint the square a little bit more than the other guy, and you just win. You just win a little bit.
Yeah, and it works even better if you can just keep them off the square entirely. If they can't even reach the square, then they can't even paint the square. So. Oh
yeah, like if there was like a forced drop and you could just like sit there and kill them for it. Yeah, that's a great way to stop painting the square.
Yeah. It's funny that you know that's a thing. But yes, as we said, that is a 2-0 to Zenith, and I suppose we will go to a short break while we figure out who we're gonna be seeing next. So,
Yahoo!
See you guys shortly.